if you can solve this riddle. Put your thinking caps on and listen carefully. A farmer is traveling with a fox, a goose, and a bag of beans. During his journey, he comes across a river with a boat to cross it. The farmer can only fit one thing in the boat with him at a time. So he can either take the bag of beans, the fox, or the goose. He can only take one of them at a time. But the problem is, if the farmer decides to take the bag of beans, left alone together, the fox will eat the goose. If he chooses to take the fox, the goose will eat the beans. How can the farmer get everything across the river safely? Think about it and watch this episode about logic riddles to know the answer and to solve more riddles. In this episode, we're going to solve math puzzles. We will think logically and look at patterns to find the solutions. Get ready. If 2 plus 2 equals 44, 3 plus 3 equals 96, 4 plus 4 equals 168, what's 5 plus 5 and what's 6 plus 6? I'm sure you noticed that these are not the correct answers to these addition sentences. This is a riddle. Those sentences follow a certain pattern. Try to guess this pattern to be able to solve the riddle. 2 plus 2 equals 44, and 3 plus 3 equals 96. What is the pattern here? How is 2 related to 4? How is 3 related to 9 and 6? What do you think? Were you able to notice any patterns here? I know that 2 plus 2 equals 4, and 2 times 2 is also 4. I also know that 3 times 3 equals to 9, and 3 plus 3 equals to 6. This means the first number in the answer is the product, and the second number is the sum. So first we multiply both numbers, and then we add them, or multiply by 2 since it's the same number. 2 times 2 equals 4, and 2 plus 2 equals 4. That's 44. 3 times 9 equals 9, and 3 plus 3 equals 6. That's 96. 4 times 4 equals 16, and 4 plus 4 equals to 8. That's 168. So what would 5 plus 5 be if we follow this pattern? 5 times 5 equals 25, and 5 times 2, or 5 plus 5, equals to 10. The answer is 2,510. Following this pattern, what would 6 plus 6 be? What's 6 plus 6? What's 6 times 6? The answer is 3,612. You can now add to this list and follow the pattern to solve more number sentences. Here's another number puzzle for you. You must find the missing number. There is number 10 in the middle, and on the sides there are numbers 5, 0, 8, 12, 20, and the missing number. What is the pattern here? Is it difficult? I'll give you a hint. Notice the relationship of numbers on each line. What's happening on each line? We have 0, 10, and 20. How are they related? 8, 10, and 12. What do you notice? The distance from 0 to 10 is 10 points, the same as the distance from 10 to 20. And the distance from 8 to 10 is 2 points, the same as the distance from 10 till 12. 10, the number in the center, in the middle, is always at an equal distance from the numbers at both ends. So 10 is in the middle between 5 and which other number? The distance between 5 and 10 is 5 points. So the missing numbers should be 5 points more than 10. 15, that's correct. The missing number is 15. 10 is in the middle between 5 and 15. Next is this number puzzle. We must guess the missing number. As before, you should guess the pattern. Think of the relationship between all these numbers to be able to guess the missing number. How are 7, 3, and 10 related? How are 16, 5, and 11 related? Look carefully at the puzzle, at those numbers. Are we adding or subtracting? Actually, we are doing both. We know that addition and subtraction are related. They are opposites. So 7 plus 3 equals 10. And 10 minus 3 equals 7. 7 is the difference between 10 and 3, while 10 is the sum of 7 and 3. The same thing applies to 16, 5, and 11, but in a reverse order. 11 is the difference, while 16 is the sum. As we go up, we add. As we go down, we subtract. Did you guess the missing number? 7 plus 3 equals 10. 10 minus 4 equals the missing number. The missing number plus 10 equals 16, and 16 minus 5 equals 11. The missing number is 6. Let's now go back to the riddle I asked you to think about at the beginning of the episode. A farmer is traveling with a fox, a goose, and a bag of beans. During his journey, he comes across a river with a boat to cross it. The farmer can only fit one thing in the boat with him at a time. So he can either take the bag of beans, the fox, or the goose. But he can't leave the fox with the goose alone, because the fox would eat the goose. And he can't leave the goose with the bag of beans alone, because the goose will eat the beans. How can the farmer get everything across the river safely? Did you know the answer? Here it is. First, the farmer brings the goose across the river. It is safe to leave the fox and the bag of beans because the fox would not eat it. Then the farmer goes back and gets the bag of beans. Since he cannot leave the goose with the bag of beans, he keeps the beans and takes the goose back to the other side. He leaves the goose there and brings the fox. He leaves the fox with the bag of beans again, then returns a third time to bring the goose across the river. Simple. That's it for today, folks. I hope you enjoyed the logic riddles, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.
لمشاهدة المزيد من الحلقات زوروا سات7 بلس.